It happened. John Cena turned heel in WWE. He does it at the Elimination Chamber on Saturday night after winning the Elimination Chamber match to secure his spot against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. But, of course, it's what happened after, with Cena kicking Cody directly in the balls to sell his soul to the final boss, The Rock, to now form one of the most interesting duos in WWE history after one of the most shocking turns in WWE history. Why did Cena do it? What is the real reason that John Cena turned heel? And why now for WWE? Well, it makes a lot of sense. If you guys know, you watched the preview video we did talking about everyone hyping up this show. The Rock was saying something huge was going to happen. After that, Triple H talking about how it was going to change the industry. At that point, we knew when you were putting everything together, understanding that Cody Rhodes was not going to simply walk in there and hand his soul to The Rock. As I told you guys, there was one of only three choices at that point. It was either CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, or John Cena. You could have made the story work for any of those guys. But as you're hearing, industry changing, disruptive, were the words we heard from The Rock and Triple H. There was only one person that was going to be able to fit that description. Drew McIntyre is a big star. And yes, it would have made sense from The Rock's standpoint. But was it going to change the industry for someone who was already a heel and Drew McIntyre aligning with The Rock? No. CM Punk, for obvious reasons, would have been a huge story to have Punk sell out and do all this stuff that he's sort of been knocking others for, right? CM Punk's never been the corporate sellout. And so for Punk to finally do it, it would have been disruptive. There's no question about it. Would it have changed the entire industry? Perhaps. But there was only one choice here that was ever going to be able to live up to that level of hype. And that is doing the shocking thing of having John Cena, during his farewell tour in 2025, be the person that finally, after all these years of the fans clamoring for it, he finally turns and joins the final boss to form the Hollywood duo, now on the road to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Why did it happen? Well, there's a lot of potential reasons when you look at this. There's not as big of a risk now for WWE as to why they didn't do it a long time ago. We know why. It's because Cena was the face of WWE. They didn't really have a lot of other options to be able to make that turn. There is very little risk for WWE right now to make this turn for John Cena, even during his farewell tour. Yes, you're going to go to all these cities. You're going to make all this merch for John Cena, and he's going to sell a lot of it. And guess what? He's still going to sell it whether he's a face or a heel because he's a cool heel now, right? It's the cool move to have John Cena make this turn and join the final boss because, well, to most people, the final boss is the cool guy, right? He may be the heel, but come on, it's the final boss. And so there was very little risk when you think about it. Years ago, there was risk involved. WWE decided to make that move. And, well, now Cody's the guy. Cody Rhodes is the guy in WWE. There's no question about that. He's the undisputed champion. He's the person that this entire universe revolves around. When you think about it, whether it's The Rock, whether it's John Cena, whether it's been Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, keep going down the line. A lot of this has come from the idea that Cody Rhodes is the person who's at the center of this all in some way, shape, or form, as he should be as the undisputed WWE champion. And so, why now for John Cena? Well, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? I cannot think, in my mind, in WWE history, 3 to 5 more sort of just absolutely awe-inspiring images than this one right here. When John Cena turns the facial expressions from the guy who's hugging Cody Rhodes, giving him the pat on the back, doing all the hand pumping and everything. He's so excited that Cody Rhodes just told The Rock to go fuck himself. And then you get this change from John Cena into this look right here. A top 5 WWE image ever. Just because you look into this man's eyes and you see someone who has sold their soul, right? You absolutely see it. There's no questioning the idea now that John Cena has sold his soul to the final boss himself and The Rock. And why? We said it. Cena was desperate. This is the last time. We've said it. It's been the whole thing. The last time is now. Cena knows there is no other chance to be able to put himself in a position to win that 17th world title at a WrestleMania. Could he win it throughout the year? Sure he could. But would it have the same sort of impact as setting the record at a WrestleMania in the main event of the biggest show of the year? Of course not. So, this wasn't the ultimate goal for John Cena to win the Elimination Chamber. It was going to all be about winning at WrestleMania. So step one was complete. And I've seen some people talk about, you can certainly poke holes in the theory that, well, how did The Rock know that Cena was going to win this match? And what happens if Cena doesn't win the match? What happens if Cody says yes? And all these things. Yeah, you got some good points there. But the way it played out, you could have also, tied something in. The Rock talked to Cena beforehand. If this is how it played out, this is how they were going to do it. It's professional wrestling. You can make the story work. But remember, Cena's desperation is what this was kind of all about. And remember, too, this was really a thing where we should have seen this coming because of one reason. The 5 other men in the Elimination Chamber qualified for the match, right? John Cena did not qualify. He put himself in a position where he was the last man with Jey Uso at the Royal Rumble. And Cena lost the Royal Rumble, fair and square. The man got kicked off the apron, and he was out. Jey was your winner. There was no dispute as to who the winner of the Royal Rumble was. And yet Cena walked out there 30 minutes later in the press conference and said, you know what? For everything I've put in for all these years, I deserve the opportunity to declare myself for the Elimination Chamber right now and walk right into that match without having to do what CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul did. Cena never had to do anything. He didn't have to lift a finger to be able to put himself into that match. Why is it? Well, now we can connect the dots and say it's pretty clear. Cena had the backing of the final boss the entire time. Works for the story, right? And so you can kind of play into that a lot more here. That now you have something where, why did Cena turn? Because again, it's all about desperate times call for desperate measures. And you can also play into this idea, right? Cody has become the chosen one in WWE's world, just as John Cena was the chosen one for the previous regime for all those years, right? And what happened? The fans have still not turned on Cody the way that they turned on John Cena back in the day. Both were the chosen ones. As we've said, both were put in the position to carry the company. And yet the fans, they turned on John Cena. Cena sucks. All this other stuff, right? Everybody booing John Cena. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. All these chants. Will Cody get some of those? Sure he will. But he's not gotten anywhere near the level of what John Cena got. And so, if you needed more motivation for John Cena to come out in here and give the big middle finger to everyone as to say, all right, you've accepted this Cody Rhodes guy that everyone's saying things about that quite honestly are true, whether it's been CM Punk, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, they've said things that are absolutely true about Cody Rhodes. Some of the potential flaws of the American Nightmare. And yet, people just accept it. They keep cheering Cody. He keeps smiling. He keeps shaking hands. He keeps kissing babies and all this. The same way John Cena did back in the day. And yet, everyone just accepts it, right? Not everyone, but you get the point. It's a situation where John Cena can use that as fuel here to say, all right, you're going to sit here and act like Cody is that much different than what I was? Come on. I'm John Cena. This is my final run in WWE, my final chance to break a record that Cody Rhodes will never break. And so, you needed something different. And I think it's also something that you can tie into the idea of what makes this more impactful, is that not even CM Punk would have put himself in a position to sell his soul to The Rock, right? We've seen Punk as a heel before. We've seen Punk in the scenarios where he's desperate too. He's got to have that WrestleMania main event before he retires. We thought this could be the year. CM Punk knew it was going to be the year. He was going to win the Rumble. He was going to win the Elimination Chamber. He was going to go to WrestleMania and face Cody Rhodes. But not even CM Punk would stoop to the level of turning his back on the fans, aligning himself with a power-hungry final boss, the TKO board, all of this. So that sets in layers now for WWE to be able to do what? You're going to get CM Punk versus John Cena at some point. We got it here at the end of the Elimination Chamber. You got the showdown between the two, but you've got to think now with the way this is played out, you're certainly going to get that at some point on this farewell tour. And so for Cena, it all was there. He didn't qualify for the match. He walked right into it. Punk has even brought up the hypocrisy of John Cena not qualifying for the match. Others did as well. And yet, he wins it, walks out of it now in a completely different situation. And again, the whole reason that we got to this point is because, really, the tagline sort of works here. The last time is now. This was the last time WWE ever had a chance to do perhaps righting a wrong of the Cena heel turn that never happened, right? Talk about, again, more about whatever year you want to look at it. 2006, 2012, any of the years in between there that you had the opportunity. For a lot of reasons, it really would not have made sense beyond the idea of, hey, we want to boo this guy and not cheer him. But now, Cena is the cool heel, right? He's the cool guy for being able to make this turn. Because, two, what would this have set up? If you'd have just had John Cena win this match and beat, Cody Rhodes, let's say, at WrestleMania, and the setup is that you're going into it, hey, it's John Cena. The last time is now. Yes, we get it. His last chance at a WrestleMania, main event and winning that championship. But it's babyface versus babyface. Like, the crowd's still going to be split. I'm telling you, I still think the crowd's going to be split based on the fact that I think a lot of people are going to cheer for this kind of Cena. Because guess what? He's not going to be on Raw on Monday. He's not going to be on SmackDown next Friday. Who knows when we see John Cena again? May not be until the European tour coming up in several weeks. But that's the story, is that Cena just comes in, has a match, walks out. That's what happened at the Rumble. And then he's still got the Elimination Chamber match. He didn't have to lift a finger because it all played into the idea that it was all about the final boss pulling the strings, and somehow these Hollywood megastars decided to align together to bring down the new guard, right? Cody Rhodes is the new guard. The Rock and John Cena are the old guard here. They're trying to bring down Cody because they want Cena to be the person. The corporate champion, John Cena. Not very often that we would have ever thought about that idea, but here we are. And so, again, if you tie all this together, I think it makes a lot of sense. Just because it was all about the desperation. And I said that in the video we did this past week. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And that was the theme here. That John Cena had to do something, not just to win this match. He had to do something to move closer to guaranteeing that he is going to break the record. Because inside, we've not seen it come out to a level that maybe you would have expected just yet. But deep inside now, we know it's eating at him. He cannot go out a loser. He has to go out with the record because he's that close now, right? He's so close to doing it. He doesn't want to come up short. Screw all the hustle, loyalty, respect stuff. No, it's all about the championship and the record and all this other stuff. So the signs were there. Everyone's bringing up the poster. The official Elimination Chamber poster had 3 people on it. The most recent one they put out. It was The Rock, John Cena, and Travis Scott. And so, what do you know? That was the lasting visual for Elimination Chamber in Toronto. But there you go. Some thoughts on John Cena turning heel, the shocking move that shocked the world. The risk is no longer there the way it was then. Will Cena be cheered by the time his run is over, maybe in December? Absolutely. But for now, they added a dynamic twist to WrestleMania. And everyone said the WrestleMania card felt a little lackluster this year. Not anymore. Because this changed everything. It changed the game. And that's what they were trying to do, change the industry this weekend. Well, this is one that'll get it buzzing. So, there you go. My thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think about the John Cena heel turn. Why did it happen? Give me the reasons behind it. Give me your theories on what's next with this whole thing. Always enjoy your feedback. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on your way out. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen at WrestleMania 41? We'll make our predictions. Could we see Roman Reigns somehow tied into this? What about Stone Cold Steve Austin? Lots of fun we're going to have with this on the road to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Appreciate you guys watching, and let me know your thoughts on John Cena turning heel and joining the final boss, The Rock.